Listen, baby, I say when, baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to, cause baby, I say when, only I say when. We begin and end, I let you know when it's time to go, cause baby, I say when you get to play, you think you know the rules, but I change them every day. Come and sit oxygen while you're counting from 1 to 10. Listen, baby, I say when. Baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to. 'Cause baby, I say when. Only I say when. We begin and end. I let you know when it's time to go. 'Cause baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. When you get to touch, keep begging all you want. 'Cause I love you on your knees. You can't get enough. I'm everything you want and need, baby. Don't speak out every word, 'cause I'm greedy like that. I'm a greedy girl. Just breathe, feel like oxygen while you're counting from 1 to 10. Listen, baby, I say when. Baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to. 'Cause baby, I say when. Only I say when. We begin and end. I let you know when it's time to go. 'Cause baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to. 'Cause baby, I say when. Only I say when. We begin and end. I let you know when it's time to go. 'Cause baby, I say
Music wasn't supposed to change like that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. 79,000. Bitcoin just took a nice pump off 78.3. Apologize to the trading group. I was up till like 1 a.m. again. I'm slowly balancing. Tonight I'll be back at 12, and then I'll be back up at 7, and everything's going to get balanced out again, and I'll be back to my regular time. Two energy shots. You know I'm going to be off the chains in about 10 minutes. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in, and I don't do anything else. Just energy shots. Very easy. You know, this is like, it's L-theanine. A little ashwagandha, you know that? A little bit of this and that. You know, nothing too crazy. So, slow release. Okay, thank you so much. It's a lime, huh? Do we got lime? That's a lime? Or a lemon? It's a lime, right? It's a nice lime. It's a big one. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a seat. Let me, hold up. I like that music, but a little much. Okay, it's like for another time. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good for a different time. Anyway, I haven't worn this jacket, and I'm not slouching, everybody. I'm actually standing up pretty straight. My back is straight. It's just the way when you sit with a suit jacket, the suit jacket rides up. So just to make it clear, you know what I mean? I could be sitting like this, I guess. But anyway, shout out to all my beautiful people here. Maybe I should bring this up too a little bit. Keep my head going up. Anyway, I just don't want you to think I'm like sitting here like doing all that. You know what I mean? I'm keeping it good. I got a back support on me. I'm doing the right thing. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. If you were in the trading group last night, what happened? Everyone's like, oh, you do it all in the live stream. We don't have to join the trading group. That's just Philly floppy. Here is my brand new computer. I just built it. Yes, I have a... Yes, I put a Ghostbuster Lego in there. Maybe I'll take it out. It might be tacky. I'll put a poll out. Ghostbuster Lego or no? Looks corny or no? It is like off-white a little bit, right? It should be perfect white. I think I'm going to put a figurine, like a figurine that's this white. You know, I think, or maybe even like something in there from Star Wars or something standing up. I had Mega Man. Anyway, we'll get into it later. But what do you think? And this is crazy. The screen, I'll put a fish tank in here. And you can put a bunch of stuff in here. But it's a three-dimensional curved OLED screen inside of the cooler. It's from Lian Li, the HydroShift 2 OLED. Parts with the 5080 RTX at AMD 9950 X3. Lian Li fans, wireless, mirror, infinity mirror, right? And then the Glacial. I mean, the $1,300 Crosshair ROG Glacial motherboard like you've never seen. 64 gigabytes of RAM. I'll probably step it up eventually. Slowly, I'll stack it. When it slips down a little bit, I'll grab it. But I'm not buying it at the highs right now. And I used a NT-XZ power 1200 watt power supply. And that's simple. I mean, that's it, right? Computers are simple, man. There's like 4 or 5 components. You can plug them in. You know what I mean? And it was built by the computer place here in Sarasota. Like to give it to a local business. I believe I could have built it myself, but give it to a local business. Let them dive in. And you know what? Maybe I wouldn't have. I might have run into something. I might have been a splitter or a cable that I didn't have at the time. Would have had fun figuring it out. But God bless. This is from the computer place. Amazing. Love what they did here. His name is Rand. If you need to check him out, please give him a call and go over to the computer place. I'm going to bring it up right now. But that is the computer that's running the stream right now. Okay? And giving it to you live. All right? Here it is on Ashton Road, man. So if you need anything, you run over to the computer place here. All right? 466 Ashton Road. All right? And he's building all sorts of stuff over there every single day. All right? Just like this build right here. Getting it in. Thank you, Rand. God bless you, bro. Hope you're having a wonderful day if you ever get to see the clip. Okay, moving forward. I got a discount for saying this. No, I really didn't. I didn't do any of that. No. Sometimes you can, some people say, hey, they find out I have a channel and, a lot of stuff happens like that. But no, on this case, I don't, I just go in polite, get it done. And it was a good job. I did negotiate. I am a fun negotiator. I'm a New Yorker, Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Let's jump on in and see if there's a live trade. Bitcoin's getting kind of lively right now, and I believe I might live trade. The way I'm looking at it, it looks interesting. There's actually a live trade cooking here for me. Bit of an inverted head and shoulder, don't you think? Shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder. Could be shallow, you know what I mean? And we could blast to the upside here. Nice little bounce off the lows, a little bit of bull div. You don't even need to see it to know it. Memes are popping off right now. Things are out of control. Trending coins here. We have Down to Finance as a tiny market cap, 3 million, but this thing was up 96,000%, right? Crazy. 18 bro, the black cat. Interesting. These are $4 to $10 million market cap memes. Meek. Tiny Humans AI. Tiny. Interesting, right? The Robinhood 100 index, which is just like, kind of an ETF, right? Of probably the tiny little memes or something. Jimothy, which keeps coming back up, that weird little raccoon without a neck, Delicium, which I've traded on and off in the day, right? Had a bit of a move. Cashcat continues to rip. We gave you the setup in the trading group. We'll talk about that in a little while. Venice token back to 17. We loved it at 9. I said it was a great DCA. I still have it written, the DCA zone on the chart, I believe. And there it is back at 17. This is a winner. Solana at 97 doing damage. We gave you that setup at 56. So God bless anyone that took that from the trading group with the stop loss. I tell you that I hold Aster, a big old bag of it, and I love it. I think something's going to be big with it one day. And it boomed. And it's doing well right now at 69 cents. So anything with a use case, anything that had anything to do with these memes or small hype, another decentralized exchange, they are ripping, and Trump mentioned hype. So we are positioned. I like virtual too. It has a real use case. We're not over with agentic AI. Remember, right before, this is what happens is meme coins are ripping and there's a narrative that's being hunted and everyone knows about. And then the market dumps and Bitcoin takes everybody down. And those narratives just disappear like they don't exist. But what happens is nobody stops building. Some people put things on hold and they just wait. They have everything ready, though. They have the devs in place. They know how to do it. And it just sits. And at the right time, they hit. You know what I mean? And right now, it's what's happening. And if it's a real use case and it's ready to go, it's just like, Martha's Vineyard. It's a seasonal place. And there's a guy that runs like a boat taxi across here and does this, right? But he's open from May to September. By the end of September, he can't make enough money to even run the boat taxi, so he shuts down. It's like crypto, but that doesn't mean when things are ready, he's not really ready to run right back up again immediately. Look, I got to take this trade. This is the model. And I obsessively trade this exact thing every single day. Oh my God, it's getting away from me. 80,008. Look at the palindrome. And then I'm going to go for 78,854 for now. We hit yesterday for $3,000 last night. I'll tell you how. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm going to go like 271 for 1,700 there, right? That's a 7 to 1. 7 to 1 on that trade if it hits. 1,000 for 7,000. I remember I always get rid of these, flip this back to the upside, 1,800. So how did I make $2,000 last night in about a couple hours? I think it was an hour and a half. I'll have to see for sure though, so I don't want to be facetious. But it was a pretty short amount of time. How did I do that? What happened? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Why am I being so risky right now? Because I made $3,000 before I went to bed. So I guess I am getting a little you know what I mean? So take 300 from me or even 293 publicly. So what? I don't care. Everyone in the group knows I banked last night like a boss. So let's talk about how we did it, what happened. And I don't like to brag about my wins. I like to show you the wins so you can understand how could I do it like this guy. And again, like I tell you, everyone's like, can I day trade? Right? Let's just talk. I want to talk about the day too. Let's see where we're at right now. A little bit of music for a moment. You got to keep it moving. You can't stop. Always believe in yourself. Always have a positive mindset. Always connect the dots and say, you know what? Anything can happen tomorrow. Today wasn't the best. I had some ups and downs. I'm not saying like I'm going over. Today's actually is the best. But sometimes there isn't, right? And when it's not, you say, you know what? Today isn't the best, but you know what? I'm going to come back tomorrow with the biggest push of my life. I'm ready to go. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. And if I keep a positive mindset, I'm likely to attract a great positive opportunity into my life. If I stay down and negative, I'm likely to go nowhere. But if I keep a positive mindset, I'm likely to attract something beautiful, something amazing into my life. So we must remember our minds are literally dialed antennas that are taking in what's coming. Look, I'm up 129. It's been what, a minute? I'm up 140 in a minute and a half. Again, let's not brag. We don't know. It's a $136,000 trade for Bitcoin. We're ripping now to the upside here on the move. I'm about to slide myself to break even here because I'm not going to get smashed in. Oh my goodness, look at this. Up 284 in literally 3 minutes. That is unsustainable. I should probably scalp that. Up 322. That's unsustainable. I can't believe that. That's my first scalp of the day. I'm out. Come on, no. All right, here we go. Come on. If I got 300, I was out. Dang, no. They got me somehow. I got, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to reset this. I should have been able to snipe that 3. There was a little bit of a... It happens. Like, very rare, though. I still like the trade, so nothing has stopped on the trade. Let's shorten this up. We still have the setup, too, which is nice. When you make money that fast, when I make over $300 in 3 minutes, I usually take it and reset. Because 9 out of 10 times, it's a move that's just kind of exasperated for the moment. And I know that, so I don't know if anyone just sniped. I bet there's someone out there that sniped that, was a little quicker than me on that one. I am, I'm just getting back in that jet lag. I don't care, 2-3 days, even just 2.5 days there in Vegas throws you off, man. I'm telling you. I made an app as well last night. I had all my heart automatically. That's amazing. What margin and leverage are you doing, Sammy? Good call. I make a quick 30%. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Dang, wait. This thing is getting crazy again. I think it's about to send, too. Oh, man. This could get out of control. A downward wick, and then it just boom. Oh, no. I say oh, no, because I can't get back in usually. Because that would be chasing. Oh. If I just let it sit. It's okay. Anyway, right before I did this, I wanted to show you how we made the gains last night in the trading group. It was just because it was bananas. So number one, I open up this trade here on the 15-minute. I'm backing along. I say I'm backing along for 82K target. You know what I mean? I'm looking for 82,000. I'm saying, you know what? This is looking juicy. Like shoulder, head, shoulder. This should have dumped. When this comes back up and goes sideways, bends with the 21. My trader instinct kicks in and tell me there's likely a short squeeze coming, and then I should be getting in. Look, we're above this. See this high volume node on the VRVP? Because I'm using liquidity. Don't, Some people always, you just drawing triangles like a little kid. So cute with the triangles. No, but I'm also using liquidity. Like right now, this is telling us there's more liquidations down in 78,000 than anywhere else at the present moment. BOOKMAP likes to just grab the biggest liquidations the fastest. It teaches us this about the market. So we could be going back down there to 78,000. We'll see. Anything could happen. 79,150 ain't bad, huh? This is cool. I want to see consolidation, and I don't speculate on liquidity. I look at it, but I usually trade the charts. If I see massive red above me, it's very rare I'm going to go and say, okay, let's short that. You know what I mean? So how do you trade BOOKMAP? Well, BOOKMAP, look. This is BOOKMAP. Here's price. Here's that big red bar above you. It's saying, hey, this guy shorted Here's his liquidation. This guy shorted. Here's his stop loss. This guy shorted. Here. And all these people shorted. All these people shorted. And it says, but with all the different shorts that happened, the most liquidations are in this red area. It's just showing you conglomerated, amalgamated liquidation areas for people. It's where a lot of people are hanging out. You know what's interesting? This looks like it could be this here, see? So this is breaking out now. What I do here now is go look at the 3-minute for a second. Yeah, look, that likely wants to pump up to the 200 moving average. No right shoulder, though. I figure we would make some right shoulder first. See, shoulder, head. Where's the right shoulder? It's like a wingless parrot, you know? I don't know. Or, you know, a clawless lobster. I'm expecting a right shoulder would be nice. Something like this, at least. Stick to the 1 minute. The 1 minute's got the sauce right now. So we had a quick scalp. And it was the model, but it was also a little like preemptive, so I jumped on it. You know, this looks like it could head and shoulder right now. We're going to do our top-down analysis in a second. We want to see this get tight. The trade the 1 minute, you just got to be ahead of the trade. You got to be projecting trades because you got like 5 or 6 minutes to make it happen. And if you have ADHD and you're not paying attention, and you think you're going to be like watching Twitter and then like, you know, you got to really hone in. I'll teach you focus. See, like a lot of people will teach you the charts. That's great. Charts are awesome. There's a lot of guys out here that are better than me, quicker than me, faster than me, smarter than me, you make more money than me, of course. I've never said I was the best. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that will teach you trading too. I'm not the only guy, all right? I never said that's true, you know. But I think I'm one of the only people out here who will teach you how to kind of trade with how to figure out your nerves, how to figure out who you are, how to kind of deep dive yourself so you can kind of put the switch on to learn how to trade. See, trading is you, it's really you versus you. It was never P versus P, you know, it's player versus player. It feels like it is, but it's you versus you, man. It's just you versus you. You wreck your trades or you win them. Period. Right? Anything can happen if you keep your mind open, baby. Look at me. I was a guy with a dream and a chair and a mic, and now I'm sitting here flying high, baby. Doing my thing every single day. Loving my life with no boss. I haven't worked for somebody for almost 7 years now, 6.5, 7 years. Soon it'll be 10 years since I've done anything but work for myself and make gains trading. It's been a beautiful life. I inspire everyone to go after their dreams and make it happen. Oh, dude, this is getting juicy. Looks like I could just ride this wave right here. Like, you know, buy high, sell higher type of thing. Am I getting euphoric? Am I chasing a little bit too much? We'll see how this goes. It's just a 3-1 now, the way it's looking. Chasing the high here and just going to keep my stop below the 200 and ride it out. That's all I'm going to do. If I get stopped, I get stopped. It's looking juicy, though, to me. Like a squeeze is coming here. I don't usually buy the breakout. I'm usually in earlier than that. Very risky to do. I don't always do this. So we'll see what happens. I won last night, huh? Okay, back to what happened last night in the Discord. So I just want to get... So I saw this trade. I thought it was hot. I put it out to the group. I said, I mean, you could see the liquidity. All right. And it popped. That one I didn't give a stop loss. You know, but you know me, I go right below that wick or right below the 200. It's very simple. I'm below the, everyone, you kind of know how I trade at this point. So sideways all afternoon, and then bang, out of nowhere, I look at the chart and I'm up $1,900, you know. On a $1,000 move, I was in a pretty, $150,000 trade or something, right? I sold the gains, bang, took it out. Like $1,600 after fees, $1,700 after fees. Lovely. Was in a really good mood. And then it was 938, and I was like, okay, watch for a pump. This looks like it's, I mean, we're the 21 above the 200. This time I put the stop loss below this red line, which is the point of control here. But actually, no, that was just my stop. So I used this wick, sorry. That wick right there, see? So this is what I did here, okay? Again, entry. My entry was right. You know, I put this out right as I put it out. It started to move. All right, so you might have been a little late than me. By like $100 or something, maybe. I think less than that. Let's see how I got in at like 798.27. Or no, I got in at probably like 798.10, and it was 820. It's like $10. Not a big deal. But I do put you know, you get in here, you put your stop below this wick if you can. You see? I use wicks all the time. So I'm trading candle bodies. And literally, that's at 938. I look up at the chart a second later, and we hit the exact target. I sold my limit order for another $2,000. I was like, made close to $4,000 in the afternoon. And I was just sitting there like, dude, God always tells me to keep, you know what I mean? Because I got a little chopped up on the live yesterday in the morning, remember? It was some back and forth. I think I was down 400. And I missed out on a long that I should have taken last night on my model. But I went short and cut that off for like 600. So there was a G right there that I was down yesterday. You know what I mean? But, you know, and I was like, oh, man. And it just felt like I was on the wrong side of the trade twice. And it didn't feel good, you know? And I was jet lagged and my mind wasn't, you know? I did take a bit of a nap. I had some dinner. And I came back strong. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Gotta keep trading. Gotta keep trading. Gotta keep ripping and dipping and flipping and ripping. We got it. We got it. We flipping Satoshis. Like you just know me. We can't stop Fibonacci. Exactly to the target. 3-1 when we're on the market. You know what I mean? Hit it when we spawn. Dude, that was just a beautiful trade. Booming to the upside. Those two green candles just ripping to the target. It was just like Sam Price, you know? And look, it's a cup and handle. This little Irish, like. It was glorious. And look, someone put a little Irish. Look at that. Well, I'll tap on that. You know, my work here is done. I hope you all got paid for the night. It was glorious. Like, seriously. Like, what else do I need to do? Like, what else do I need to do? What else do I need to do? 79,200 in the trade. So it's going sideways. Were we down 61 under what? But this is looking bullish. See how we're on the 21 now, above the 200? We can get it anywhere. You know, no boss. We don't work no 9 to 5. No boss. We don't work that 9 to 5. This is harder. You can't like. Got to keep the vibes high, baby. So when you make $4,000, close to $4,000, and then I'm trying to go to bed, and I'm just like, and I had a hard time kind of going back to sleep with all. I don't know. It's just weird. It's been that way for the past couple nights. You know, the full moon is coming. There's a massive movement here in Bitcoin. It makes sense. Like, I'm around a lot of energy, a lot of people, right? Cryptic Rick wants FARTCOIN on the 1 hour. Thank you, Cryptic Rick. So blasting to the upside on the call was unbelievable and making them gains. And then I just looked at the trading group and saw all the people making money. Yet again, like another night. That was just crazy. Like, that's one of the greatest calls I've ever made in my life. Like, we get in like somewhere around there. It dolphin dips, but never hits the target, never hits the stop loss. It gets close a little there, but never does hit. That wick saves the day right there. You see what I mean? They never take out that wick, and it just turns into a monster move. I do this all the time, and so many people are afraid to do it. They say, well, my stop loss is going to get hit. I'm too close to the bone. Look at me today. I got a stop loss. They might get me. Oh, no. It's great. Then I'll just, you know what I mean? I don't give back more money. Then you can take more money out of your futures account and buy more Bitcoin over and over again. You see what I'm saying? That's the plan. So, bang, bang, bang for Bitcoin. Oh, looks like we're struggling at the 20, at the 21 here. Let's take a look. So what you want to see is this never lose. You know, you want to see this turn into some type of ascending triangle here. Hold this trend that it's on. Trends are important, as small as they are, as big as they are. Think about it, because a mini trend is a big trend. It's all the same. It's like a mini Lego is a big Lego. Like, it's still a connecting part. You know, it's still making it happen. So we'll see. 398 for 1181.86. It's all right. Looks kind of head and shouldery right now. Little gap in the VRVP. We got to see this thing get up. Okay, moving forward. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. I got some other things that we're looking at today. Meme coins are getting crazy. I want to talk about that too as well, which is pretty nuts. And I have a little exposure, you know what I mean? But I just like to see what's happening here in this little mini world. You got good coin coming out at 4.3, very small, getting some love. I haven't entered in. If I saw it here inside this flag, the flag looked good to me. It did break out the flag, but now it's kind of struggling. We'll see what happens. Same idea, like, can it make this bigger picture flag, or does it kind of come down and have to retrace on a larger time frame? Down to finance is funny to me. Like I say, damn, I wish I came up with that type of thought. You know what I mean? That might not be done. That thing could do some damage. It really could. I mean, it's so early, though. 15-minute time frame. And I don't own any of it. It doesn't matter to me. And be very careful. But, like, if you think it's funny, like, don't you think you would say this to someone? Hey, dude, it's called down to finance. And they think they think they know what you're going to say right before you say it. Like, he's really going to say that right now at lunch? Like, dude, I found this new coin. It's called down to finance. And then, oh, funny guy, you know. So it's it can be used in the office. Someone could try to use it as an icebreaker to make people laugh. If that keeps disappearing, you don't want it to, hit always show stats, and then it won't disappear anymore. I don't like it disappearing. I like it there. That could do some damage. That's 170% gains there for DTF. I don't know, but it looks, previous resistance is supported, showing some signs of an actual move, you know. You pull a Fibonacci, it's at the 618 fib, which is, it's in the golden pocket. Very interesting. So, hey, I don't know. I don't own any at all. I'm just doing TA on it to see, and we can come back to it in a while. CHUMP just continued. I don't know if we looked at it yesterday with me. You saw that. CHUMP was hot. And then it's like real tight. Creepily enough, I mean, that looks like it could break out. I would put that on your radar. It is called CHUMP. Okay? This is the meme coin section here in your morning memes. All right? I'm going to start this thing called the morning meme. And every morning, we'll blast off just a couple things that I'm looking at, the morning meme. Yeah, no, just for even for speculation, we don't have to buy any of them. We could just track 10 of them. See what happens. So what we're going to do is you hit the watch list on this and Robinhood Emmys, right? CHUMP. And then CashCat, of course, which we gave you the setup for. And it did break out a little bit. It looks like it could continue to the upside. And Emmys is a play on meme. I don't know. I'm not that funny. I know. It's my own little thing. And then, of course, let's look at my sweetie. My sweetie, what if? How is what if? And what if getting trained, actually? Which is because it had the bigger moment. So people, what they're doing is they're FOMOing for other Robinhood memes for what if. That's what's happening. Still double bottoming, got this monster cup and handle. I still own it, so I'm going to put this like last resort idea. But it is holding this. It kind of broke the trend, I have to be honest. It broke the trend. It's got to get back above this trend line. It's not the worst thing in the world. It could be, but it's not the best either. I have to be honest. It's a little ugly. You'd want to see that. That had a beautiful Adam and Eve, and those play out a lot, so it's kind of, you know what I mean? Exactly. So that's interesting. Anyway, let's move back to Bitcoin. I'm not going to make this like the Beeb show. I just like to speculate. And I speculated on one meme. Look at that. It didn't do well so far. It did well when we got in at 100x from when I found it. Right? But now not so much, right? Anyway, every single day here we do a top-down analysis for Bitcoin. Let me go back to this live trade. Tried to snipe me. I like the bounce here. Let's take a look at what's happening. I want to see if this thing could bounce here back to the upside and consolidate. Let's see what we got going on here. And I do the same. If you can't replicate the same thing every day, then you're not going to be able to make money. I don't know who you're watching, but if they're not doing like a similar thing every day, if they're not boring, if their trading style isn't boring by after knowing them for a couple years, then something ain't right. You know what I mean? It's got to be a repetitive, boring thing that you do every single day. And you'll get into this pocket, and the pocket will pay you, like, right? Sam is goated. Shout out to the lifers. Shout out to my man, XGenverse. We love you. We appreciate you. And it's funny, I thought this is still a new coat. I've only worn it a couple times in the lot. Love this coat. Fits it nice and tight. Son. Okay. And we got a bunch of super chats from Cryptic Rick. We're going to take a look at them. I just got to finish my top down. Okay, let's see what's happening on the monthly. It's just feel-good music today, too. I'm on that EDM tip. Oh, then it slowed down, remember that. So check it out. Let's take a look at the monthly. So what we talked about a lot is, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to go find this pattern because I keep telling you guys, oh, I've seen this before. I've seen it before. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So remember when I bought tons of Bitcoin at, 60,000, 62,000? Remember when I kept buying it in front of you guys, 5,000, 10,000? And you guys kept thinking I was crazy. And then remember when I bought a whole one, 1.31? You guys remember that, right? It was like a couple weeks back. Every time I've done that live, I've called the bottom. And I was trying to tell people, like, don't even listen to my words. Like, just write down in the last 5-6 years, every time I bought a holy on the live stream. And so far, it's been spot on. There's a chance this buy was spot on yet again. We'll see. Only time will tell, right? I'll let time do the talking here. So let's look at Solana on a bigger chart. And I just want to see, because I just remember doing this. I just remember this so much. Funny, I haven't done the Binance chart in a long time. Or is that the chart I use? Because I don't want to delete my work here. No. I mean, look at that Solana call, too. I'm putting you guys in Solana down at 50, on the other chart at 56. 70. Dang, man. When that thing went down to 50, oh my God. We were buying Solana down here. Remember? I don't know if you guys remember the call. I'm sitting in a jacuzzi. We were like, I'm like, yeah, I think it was $9 or $20. Then we got in at the 56. Up the road up to 90, then here. Anyway, I still hold 1,000 Solana. Anyway, check this out. I want to see it because I always remember this time, and I'm like, it reminded me so much. It's kind of like this here. Sol just always do this cup and handle action here. Check it out. So I would see something like this. I mean, this is an elongated bowl, but it was a big, bowl. Like, that's a bowl. And then I get this little cup and handle here. Rips. You can even see it as an ascending triangle hanging out, right? Again, the 21 above the 200. See, I used to trade this stuff and never see the 21 above the 200. I never saw it. I did it for years, folks. Next thing you know, I started like being like, hey, I could teach anyone how to do this if they just focused. I got to teach focus. That's what I got to teach. Look, our next trade is coming to us. It's simple. We just got to be patient for 13 days or something like that. Maybe 7 to 8 days, and then bang. When the 21 touches, we can make some serious money. You could make 12 trades a year. You get what I'm saying? You could just wait for these perfect times and make 5 or 6 of these a year with big money and call it a day. I'm telling you, I'm starting to learn that you don't even, you know what I mean? It's so amazing. But this pattern here, where price action kind of comes up, makes this flag, if this rounded up, makes a flag, and then I've seen it where like the side is, you know, has a half. Like this one has this right. It goes up like this, comes down like this. See? And I call it like the ascending cup and handle. Like when you first looked at it down here, it's got a decent cup, and then it even does it here too. It's like the same kind of thing here. But anyway, this reminds me so much of what Bitcoin's doing right now. And they look so similar to me. Because you have this, you know, you break the parabola, but then you make this falling wedge. And I've traded, and I'll find it again. I'll go through and like be like, hey, but it just didn't. I've seen this play out so many times, and it's a beautiful uptrend too. You can feel the trend, you can see the trend. It like reveals itself. It's right there. Like anyway, so we call the bottom over and over again on the channel. All right. I'm not going to say it's for sure, but the odds are looking pretty dang good that we did call the bottom. Let's be honest. And I say, you know, and again, I said anything can happen. Anything is possible. And I have to say that. And it still is, you know. Maybe we go all the way back and we give it all this, you know, you never know. This is some monster fake out that turns into a disaster. You know, who knows? But right now, the odds are very high that the money that comes into this market can't just leave on the monthly can't just disappear. Like, monthly makes a red candle. It takes 2 months to get back. It would take 2 or 3 months at least for them to dump this market back down to at least 57 now. It takes time. You can't just move the monthly however you want. It's a big time frame. It takes a lot of money to move. You see? So we look at the monthly and the things that I told you guys. I said it's a double bottom. I said there's hidden bullish divergence on the monthly. I said I've never seen it. I said, but you're down on the RSI and you're up there. I said, then if you pull a Fibonacci from the beginning of the divergence, you're in the golden pocket. If you take it from the absolute beginning, you bounce off the top of the 618. Very, you know, and then the previous resistance was support. I mean, come on now. RSI was low, stochastics RSI, and everything was looking pretty nice. So to me, that's something I've traded many times. But I've never seen it on the monthly because I've never seen an asset like mature, you know. You can probably see it on the Dow Jones on the monthly. So you look at the DJI and you look at it on the monthly chart because that's the only thing you really got. And you'd look for this exact signal. And you'd be like, do you see this type of signal on the monthly on the Dow Jones? And here, of course, you see a swing up. You don't use the wicks, and you see a swing down. Pull a Fibonacci. You wick to the 786, the beautiful, you know what I mean? That's kind of the bet. And then you're low on the stochastics RSI. It's amazing. You do have this uptrending with the little handle, you know, it's just more, you know, more rigid. And you can just see how this thing just continues to kind of get, wow, right? Parabolic. So when you see hidden bullish divergence, price swinging down, you know, price swinging up, but the RSI swinging down with green R's, look, the green R. People say, oh, green R's don't call the bottom. I'm like, well, they call the bottom right here on the Dow Jones, pretty close. You know what I mean? They found this divergence there. They were pretty dang close here. I mean, it went a little lower, but had you bought down at 78,000, 73, we went down to what, 63. But in the bigger scheme of things, that's, you know, they call the bottom right down there before this massive pump. We zoomed in there, and then right there, another green R. It may not be perfect, but, you know, and for Bitcoin, because it's younger, it is more perfect of a signal because there's just less. There's less noise, right? And it's been spot on the whole time. We're still inside this beautiful flag. This is looking really nice. So far, the prediction is coming true. Makes me want to double down here. Kind of want to double down. Let me see. 80,231 would be a fast target to the upside here. 78,927. Let's see. Could also be a double top. You know, I get it. So what's beautiful about the ascending triangle and the 21 is like people just see it as a double top if they don't use what's going on. You know, moving averages are really key. Thanks, Sam. What's the indicator that has the ornate stochastics RSI with divergence? You go up here to indicators, you touch it. Type in RSI for me. And it is stochastics RSI with divergence is neobutane. All right. Okay, let's take a look at our top data analysis. It's weird. I must have been lemon on my. Got like lemon on my skin, and it like dyed my skin white, dude, in the sun or something. Like, so weird. You don't want to put lemon juice. I don't know what happened there. That's crazy. It like gave me a white patch, and it smells like the lime juice. So weird. It dyed my skin white, dude. The lime juice. It really did. Careful. I guess it sat right there. That's wild. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the big. Sam, we're making a head on the 12 hours, struggling to get back above 79.5. We'll take a look at that. Yeah. I'm open-minded to this type of behavior. You know, I love your guys' comments, too, about the TA. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Can we get the likes up to the watches? I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. I love the computer and the Ghostbuster vehicle. Thank you. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? Well, you know, should it be in there? You know what I mean? It's the Ecto 1, baby. You know what I mean? I could get a fresh new white one, you know? But yeah, should I keep the Ecto 1 in the computer case? Let me know. I thought it was interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's too eccentric. Maybe it's, you know, it's okay safe-wise. It's not near anything that gets too hot, and it doesn't block the fans. You know what I mean? But whatever, you'll see. So this monthly was at a falling wedge. I kept telling everyone that I believe we have made a bottom. I bought like it's the bottom. I don't know if anyone believed me. I kept saying it's the bottom. You know, hidden bullish divergence. I told you guys why I believed it was the bottom. I didn't just say it's the bottom out of nowhere. I went over it many, many times. So, yeah. And just here we are now on the monthlies. Let's kind of move into the 2-week chart. 2-week chart has what's called bullish divergence. I went over this every day since it really was there, which was the second week there. So 2, 4, 6, about 8 weeks, even into 10 weeks. Every day, which would be 7 times 10 versus 70 days. I told everyone in the world that was bullish divergence and that we should be longing. And if we didn't long, we didn't know how to look at the charts. And I didn't know for sure I'd be right, but there was a high probability that this had to at least give us one of these, some kind of big candle coming. And look at the green R. It only happened right here at this bottom. Whether you bought at 19 or 15K, you made some massive moves. And then it happened here at this bottom. And then it happened here. So it was here at about, when we were at 3,000. It was here at about 43. I think we dipped to 3,800, 36 at one point. I bought a whole Bitcoin down here. I'll always remember it. That was a gift only 5 years ago. So look, just 5 years ago, just 6 years ago, March of 2020, little over 6 years ago, a purchase that I made of a little, about, let's say $4,000. It was under that, but a little under, let's say $4,000 is still 80,000. It's up 20x. I'm up 20x in 6 years. That's a 3x a year still on my money. Like, show me what has made you 3x a year. So, like, people complain about Bitcoin, man. They just didn't buy it at the right time. You hold as long as I did, you're going to be in one of these. So, yeah, some people might be underwater right now. It might be you. It might be your family member. It might be someone you know. And yeah, they might be underwater. But you give this time, you give this chart time, and, you know, you won't be underwater anymore. And when we go here, look, I will have 177x my money for the beginning. And then when it just continues, soon I'll have 200x. And by the end, when it's $1 million, wow. I'll have 1,000x the money, right? Is that right? Yeah, because I got in at $1,000. 1,000 times 1,000, right? It's $1 million. Okay. Go to CryptoLifer.com, CryptoLifer.com, CryptoLifer.com. If you wanted to get the gains that we made in the trading group last night, I say this all the time. And I'm not a signals group, but sometimes, yes, look, that's entry. That's target. That's stop loss. And you would have just went to sleep and woke up paid. Like, literally, you could have just set those numbers. If you typed in the numbers that I typed in at 9:38, by 10:20, you would have been paid. Might have been a little earlier than that. Might have been 10:15. Look at that. The GOAT. See? The GOAT. The GOAT. There's a reason why they put the GOAT out there in the emojis, right? The GOAT. 19. We'll see what last night this didn't play out. I was like, hey, we'll watch it. Said I'm going to sleep. You know, I'm leaving it alone. And I give the call like right before it happens too. It's crazy. I don't just give the call like an hour and a half. I try to give you the call like when you get the update, it's like I see something happening. So let's move on here and see what the live trade is doing in a second. And we're going to get back into this top-down analysis. Still kicking it. I like what we're doing here. Bit of a cup and handle kind of living inside that idea. And Adam and Eve too, though. You see that? It can be looked at like a double top Adam and Eve. Down 152. Can't be afraid of red. A little bit of underwater. We'll see, though. We'll see. Let's give it some space. I like that. I'm going to give it some space. It's like, you know, a watch pot never boils. Don't stare at it. Okay, 2-week chart looking very interesting. I like what I'm seeing, and it was the bull div that I kept talking about. That's a bullish engulfing candle. We do have resistance, of course, at 82,000. That's what we tapped. You know, we got very close to it. And you're going to see, okay, we got some support down at 73. As long as we don't go below like 68,000, we're golden. On the weekly, I take about, 72.9, 73,000. This area right here, very serious. We don't want to go below that, and you can see our resistance that we came really close to. We hit this resistance right there at 80,800, 81,000. The high of the weekly candle so far has been 81,272. And we did get, remember when I was like, we got 80K and we want it now, and we did get it. Stochastics RSI have made a big move out of their low chambered, you know. Thing is, the greed is getting really eerily high. That's got me concerned. It does have me concerned because You'd think we'd be at a 60 or something. We're already at a 74. By 89, it's like time to sell. And it's telling us something crazy is going to happen. So, I don't know. Either that, it's like we're in some type of unsustainable, something we haven't seen before. All I know is every time you gap away from the 21, you come back to it. And so this 21 is likely going to revisit. The thing is, the weekly now is making patterns. So Bitcoin's going to take its time now, and it's going to make all its patterns on the weekly. So just like we trade the 1 minute, you trade Bitcoin the same way. You put this thing and you say, hey, whenever the 21 comes into play is whenever you make a nice big trade. Boom. It might go sideways, boom. It might be an uptrending boom, but we know there's likely going to be sideways price action till about, it says, October 19th. Yeah, that makes sense. About 2 months. A pump like this is followed by, look at this, that was a massive dump. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of sideways price action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of sideways price action. Massive dump. Massive pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 6 weeks. Massive pump here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you don't even have to take my word for it. You can hold shift and just go sideways with the plus sign. It'll tell you, that was 63 days. That was, 49 days. So after every massive pump, there's some chopalopoulos. There's chopalopicus. So I expect us to chop around here for a while. And what's happening is it got everyone euphoric. They're all expecting more euphoria. We got our move, man. If you made your gains, I'm not saying it's over, but I would expect some chop coming. And September usually is a horrible month. You never know, but it's usually, in my trading career, September has been a treacherous month of pain and anguish. Doesn't mean we're all in for pain and anguish. But I'm just telling you, September can be tough. Okay? September can be very, very tough. And it just is what it is. So prepare yourself. That's all. Get ready. Especially after a massive pump, August. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. And again, I don't want to be, but that's just, look how far we are for the 21 on the 3-day chart. Study every pump. Like, look, here we got away for the 21. Really far. Maybe we're here and we still have some pumpage to go. We could get to 90K here, folks. I'm going to play it day by day, but we're getting into the, if we're in a baseball game, we're definitely in the 7th to the 8th inning now. Let's be real. We were in the first inning when we were setting up, when this double bottom started. Remember when I called that 3-day chart? And I said I'm going long on the right shoulder. And then I stayed long on the double bottom, cup and handle. Unbelievable. One of the best calls of my life. But hey, it's over now. This call doesn't get us paid today. It's great that, pat myself on the back, tell how great I am, but it's over now, Sammy. It's time to find the next trade. It's time to get into the next big trade. It's time to make it happen, right? Or set ourselves up for the next big trade, which may be in a couple weeks, maybe in a month. And we got to be honest with ourselves. Now, the cool thing is, during this chop, will altcoins go bananas? And it looks like they may. It looks like we're already setting up. Looks like people did sell Bitcoin, and that money went where? It's not going to go back into TradFi with the dollar seeking. I think people already took their money out of TradFi with the AI bubble, moved it into Bitcoin. When Bitcoin bumps, they move it out, and they go where? Into altcoins. I would suspect the Bitcoin dominance to be dropping a little bit today and setting us up for possibly some chop for Bitcoin and some love for these for these coins. So anyway, this is big time analysis on the weekly. Let's get rid of that because that could kind of. So right now, what's happening? Well, the daily is very far for the 21. And it's been kind of struggling, and there's a little bit of bear div now, kind of a beginning to form. Could it continue to pump? Yes, anything is possible. When I look at this, I'm like, well, this is setting up, but I'm like, yeah. Even if we get to my target here, that's just going to be a wick on the daily. You get it? This looks like we're going to get, this looks interesting. I don't want to jinx it. That usually right there could be the move. Right off the 21 is usually where things get crazy. What's going to happen is I'm going to be doing the top down. Someone's going to scream, pump, 22-hour time frame is starting to get some bear div. You see? It is getting chased by, you know what I mean? We could be making these uptrending flags. And this could kind of go up and down a little bit. And again, anything could happen. Like, this thing could just rip too. I don't know. If it rips, though, it's got a crazy measured move. This could get to, it's 94,000. It's unrealistic, but that's just what it says it will do. I know, it's weird, but that's just what it says will happen. Seems pretty bullish. It seems like we're getting some type of like rising wedge parabolic. Like, this could go parabolic. I do see bearish div, though. And we're very extended. If this pumps, the only people who win, in my opinion, are people with heavy conviction that are holding long term, and people that are taking a small amount of what they already won to try to scalp the top like I am. So if I get stopped out, it's not a big deal. 4 hour looks eerily bullish here. Wow, this is kind of crazy. And it does, but that's bear div, folks. Strong bearish divergence. Should be the end of the rally. This thing should not continue to pump. Should right shoulder here, and this should be the beginning of a big short. Problem is, everyone's going to take the short. Everybody. So it's so obvious that they might just be able to get this thing to 94K one more time. And the weirdo trader, the trader that, can basically trade against everyone else in the market, which is us. Remember, when we made all that money lifers last week, and we called that pump on the 3-day, that was rare. Maybe a couple of the traders hit that, but not like the way we did. We had conviction for weeks on that. We were showing what we believed to be true for a long time based on the charts. It did play out. So there's a massive bear div here. We can see the beginnings of a head and shoulder forming on the 1 hour time frame. Anybody with a, can start to see that. So this is looking somewhat bold, but look at the curve on the stochastics. And then the amount of people that are going to short this is immense. BOOKMAP even does suggest, though, that there's more liquidity to the downside for a move down to 78.2. But we do got to clump up to 82,002 as well. This is interesting. At about 11:15, we get off of Bitcoin and we switch to meme coins, or not into altcoins, and we have some fun. We do all the super chats. So we're going to get there, folks. I just usually spend about an hour on Bitcoin. It's needed because it runs the whole market. And what we see on Bitcoin will change the whole, This tells me that this is likely not to play out, my little game here. If I win this, it'll be surprising. The bigger time frames don't look like they're on my side. You see? I'd be surprised if we win this one. I'd be surprised if we win this one. Kind of looks like a top there, right? Like, and it resembles a head and shoulder. Might have identified like a really nice short here. That could really play out. I don't know, but it looks interesting. So a lot of shorts are getting heavy now. About to cut my tree. My analysis is telling me what's going on. It's telling me that the bigger time frames, that's a head and shoulder on the 1 minute. On the 1 hour, there's bear div. That's a lower high. Dang. Do I stay stubbornly bullish like I usually do for no reason? And win trades that make no sense? You know what I mean? Which I've done many times. That's a head. Look, you can see there's like an Adam and Eve to this. Shoulder kind of head, right shoulder as well inside of that price action. When I lose a trade, it tells you something. It's like, hey, that trade doesn't look good. I got to lose it. We did great last night. I'm not stressing it. We've got more than enough capital. We didn't get chopped up in the chop in the last 3 weeks. I told you guys not to get chopped up in the chop. Those really boring times that would force you to trade. And I kept telling my trading group, like, it's going to make you force, because you're used to the adrenaline of good trading. And next thing you know, they just stop it. They give you good trading. They stop. I get what they were doing now. I get it now. They induce, they pull back. They induce, they pull back. They get you fiending. I get it now. It makes sense. So I run the markets with a bunch of billionaires and we own exchanges. What do? We get the market kind of hungry and then we make it boring. And we make it hungry and boring. And what it gets you to do, it gets you to not, because and then what we do is we get it fun for like 3 weeks straight at a certain time. So we induce you. So like the first week, oh my God, you get excited, it ebbs. The next week, the same excitement comes back, it ebbs. The third week, the same excitement comes back. But then the fourth week, we pull back all the liquidity. We make it boring. And we make people angst. Now they're waiting for that, oh yeah, we're usually get a nice pump on Wednesday and Tuesday. No, nothing. Every trade goes wacky, and it gets frustrating, and you get people to chip themselves away. It's kind of like they slowly deteriorate themselves because they can't handle the lack of adrenaline they were getting. It gets stolen from them. Dude, I just realized like how the exchanges play with our minds. And there's ways to go against it, you know what I mean? To not look at your phone all day, to go to the beach, to put your foot in the sand, you know what I mean? This looks like an Adam and Eve. I don't know. Let's see. You never know. We might get a bounce off the 200 here. If I win this trade, it'll be against some odds here for sure. So that's our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. It's looking like a head and shoulder could be forming here for Bitcoin. We have to be careful. That's a measured move here with this length to here, and then you put this. Yeah, and that puts you like right there at about what? 75,959 for Bitcoin. You see, and that would drop us somewhere down there. So, yeah. That doesn't look amazing. We got to be honest. That's, you know what I mean? There's bear div on multiple time frames. There's bear div here. And bear div tells you that the next lower high is likely going to be your short, right? We're very extended on the big time frames. The only thing I say is like everyone's going to be short. So then it tells me, I don't know, like it's weird. It looks too obvious. But that's another reason why people might not short at all and they might continue to long. And so it might be the only thing. They might not be able to turn it around. Only an experienced and really like level-headed trader could just calmly open this short. Technically, the short would be the length here to, this would kind of go down to here. You'd come back to that 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. That would be a likely area to go. Somewhere about 73,000. We could regroup and figure out what the heck just happened to us. A pullback would be so healthy. The more you keep pumping, the worse it's going to be when you come back down. You want some pumps and some pullbacks, some pumps and some pullbacks, some nice stepping stones along the way. Sammy getting bearish. I'm not. I'm open-minded. I told you there's a way that the daily could be making an uptrending flag, and we squeak by. It just looks unlikely. Wow, nice bounce off the 200. We'll see. I'm in a long right now. I'm underwater along, down 146. I made about 3,800 last night before I went to bed. So I'm risking about 359 of it. 10% of what I made last night to see if we can get this extra move here. All right, so that's kind of Bitcoin. It's looking a little bearish on the bigger time frames. Anything from the 1 hour up are looking a little weak for the bulls. Doesn't mean we can't, if we get back above this, we go sideways, then it's the head and shoulder, it doesn't play out. But right now, there's a head and shoulder looming on us on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. All right. The XRP rich list, 44,896 XRP is enough for top 1% of holders. The user base continues to grow with more than 8 million funded XRP accounts now recorded. The latest rich list figures show XRP is spread across millions of accounts. Me and my wife hold about 50,000 XRP, which is crazy. Not a lot, but just, you know what I mean? I hold about, the top 1% holds around 4,000. Look at that. I'm in the top 1% of holders. It's weird. 40,000 is enough to place a holder in approximately the top 1% of accounts. He said the continued crypto adoption could eventually increase demand. It's not that many. It's weird. I never thought I'd be in that high. Oh, but you're in the 10% if you only hold 2,000. Right? Shout out to the top 1%. Who's in the top 1% of XRP holders with me? And I'm not even a big XRP guy. I've just been in the game a long time. You know what I mean? So I got some XRP. You know what I mean? It's not that serious for me. NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. Will AI crypto tokens see bullish rally? NVIDIA, one of the biggest semiconductor chip makers and a key player in AI boom, is set to release a Q2 earnings. $92 billion in quarterly revenue, adjusted earnings of about 2.09 per share. Will they hit earnings or will they go above it? I bet they go way above it. I bet they hit 220 a share in the stock rips. $90 billion in revenue with strong demand for AI infrastructure likely driven. Dude, I just built a computer and I had, I paid top dollar for a NVIDIA processor. And people are fighting for the white ones to make their computer white. They're charging $500 more for a white one because they know you want it nice and white. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm serious. Like it's nuts. So it is what it is, A strong revenue board could have a bigger effect on AI-related crypto tokens than the overall market. AI narrative tokens, including artificial superintelligence, FET, and BitTensor, and Render. These tokens often move with AI narrative. So they're wondering, when NVIDIA comes out, will FET Town near Render, we get some moves. So just pay attention to that. All right? Just, you know what I mean? And that could just be a hype, dude. Just be careful. A Las Vegas businessman's convicted in $24 million AI supercomputer crypto Ponzi scheme. He's been found guilty of running a crypto Ponzi scheme defrauding at least 400 investors of $24 million. You could, ask Grok how it happened or something. Lisk is shutting down. I remember Lisk. I actually owned some and traded it before. After 10 years, it was once worth $4 billion. It's crazy to see. Not all these are going to make it, folks. Pakistan opens crypto licensing regime set December 5th. All right. And here we are back to the charts. All right. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Let's take a look at Solana and see what's happening. Now we're going to open up the super chats, have some fun, dive in with you guys, and for the next 40 minutes, have an absolute blast with these altcoins. See what's happening, and we're going to jump on into the chat as well. So yeah, I believe we're a little spent here, and the charts convey to me what I believe doesn't matter, but what the charts convey is that we're going to get some type of pullback. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. This is how being open-minded can pay you. Usually we will come back down to a 618 fib after a pump like that, so we could, revisiting 85 would be beautiful and make 100, it would make a lot of sense. Okay? And shout out to anyone that took the Solana call. I was calling, 98, $100, and we did hit the target, so congratulations to anyone that got in there and rode it. It was a beautiful ride to the upside there. All right? And you can join my Discord and you can be like, what were the calls recently if I haven't been in here? And you can ask, Solana. You can see, the long is in the money on 819. All right. And this is when we're getting in at that low area on the daily. On 8-3, I'm giving the call, which is crazy, right? On the 3rd of August. Right around here. Where was this? Like right around here. Bang. And no stop loss got hit. That was like one of the best places, 74. Gave another call there at 73. But yeah, and put your stop below there. It held a low and just went to the upside. It was simple, man. A cup and handle held a low. Like traditional trading worked really well. It was the third higher third higher low in the set. You had broken this one by making a higher high. That higher low told you that this move was coming. Now we're going to come down and make a higher low again. At that point, once we suggest, and knowing what the higher low is, see, that's the key. I used to know this stuff, but not know what a higher low was. Now I really understand candle bodies. And I realize that when you get the tweezer bottom with the green next to the red, that's the low. And if you get the right shoulder, look at this, like shoulder, head. You can see the right shoulder there. That's, look, cup. Handle. If you go into the smaller time frame, that was a cup and handle. Look, this was a cup with a handle. That's why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, because inside every single trade you've ever made was the cup and handle. You just didn't see it. It was always there. And I'm always there for you, man. When I'm gone and you're trading, or you're alone and you're thinking about what I've taught you, you're going to hear my voice. You're going to know what I taught you. You're going to be disciplined. You're going to be like, man, that's the guy that never took a day off. That's the guy that made it. He became a multimillionaire from a middle-class family. His mom was a school teacher. His dad was an iron worker. He made his family proud, man. He surpassed his father's net worth, and not to brag, he just did something big with his life, man. He went after it. He did it. Anybody can do it, man. I love y'all. Just keep going. Never stop. It takes so much, discipline and pushing yourself to the limit, but you can too. So look, the daily's very overbought on Solana. And yeah, there may be one more. We might go sideways and make one more pump. And Solana will get the bear div, on the daily. I feel like we're so high here, we almost need some bearish divergence. I mean, from this high to that high, they were monstrous. It may not be over. Look how overbought we were, and Solana still went on them. So I'll do my TA, and if we're on the 21 above the 200, I'll take it. Even if it looks a little overbought on the RSI, I will take it. My moving averages surpass everything. You got to have things that you say, I'll do this no matter what. Look, I'm still in the trade. Who would have thought, right? And you never know how long you're going to be in a trade. Some people think I'm trading the 1 minute. It's going to take seconds. Sometimes the 1 minute takes it like as long as 2 days, man. Sometimes it takes a long time. As the 200 moves up, I can shave a little bit of dollars off, but not much. 366. And still, as I showed you, doesn't look amazing. It looks like we're kind of rolling over here. Still seeing liquidity below us, too. They're at 78,000. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here it is. Can we double bottom? Can this trend line almost triple bottom? Look, 1, 2, 3 times a charm, eh? Dang. Not looking amazing for the lifer right here. Let's take a look at the poll, see what people are saying, and then let's jump on into your super chats and see what people are doing. So 33% said no. 65% said yes. To the no people, what was the reason here? Are you enjoying the stream? Show your appreciation and hit that like button. Sammy, can you please look at Litecoin? You're about to get paid, Sammy. Pullback is here. Topping tail. Doji candle on the daily. LV Prank says, I'm about to win the trade. I love when people can predict their liquidity predictors. Let's see how good he is. He's done this before. I would have sworn he's done this before, and the trade's ripped. I'd love it to see. He's like, watch, Sammy, you're going to get paid now. When I get stopped out, are you going to send me the money? I'm just messing with you. It just makes for good entertainment, I'm in a PC builder makes me... if a PC builder... I don't know what that means. Yeah. Funny. Dion Fresh, go do some research. You just called XRP. Ripple runs the move by inch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm funny. A Lego Lambo would be cool. Someone mentioned, yeah, I'll get a Lego Lambo instead. I agree. The white too. I'll get it right now. All right. Right on stream. We'll get the Lego Lambo speed jumpins. It's got to be white though. Yeah, it is white. There it is. Delivered tomorrow. And it will be a nice white. It'll match. There's probably a few Lego Lambos too, though. Oh, cool. They got the Cybertruck. Then they got the Icon. Oh, that's not Lego, though. That's some shadiness. There's only one like little white one. There's a Bugatti too, though. There's a Bugatti. Kind of feel like you got to do the Bugatti, though. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. That's crazy. Okay, we are getting a bounce just like he said we would, but will I get paid? We'll find out. I like the chop, baby, because chop is consolidation. Consolidate me above the 200 any day of the week. I'll take it. And this is thinning out. I would love to see this slowly disappear. Look, there's some red above us now. If you really zoom into the bit, like the real chunky chunk. And what am I doing this by every, yeah, so like you could change this in your settings. Configuration. Display 10 ticks. Display 100 ticks. So it's more, oh, you can see just a bigger plot. You see? The more ticks you see, the bigger you can see. I mean, it's still saying that we go lower, right? It's got a lot of liquidity below us there. 79.2. LV Prank is calling the liquidity move. And 80K is right there, though. But it looks like there's an 80K sell wall. And that's what a bunch of people also talked about yesterday. You know what I mean? I just wanted to, you know. Yeah, let's see here. Let's take a look, man. A new battle just began at 79,263. We're kind of right where we were yesterday at the battle. The Bears and the Bulls are kind of right there. You know what we could do is we'll do this. It's kind of fun. Is I have a fun window, right? Like just like a week's window or something like that. Yeah. So what you do, you hit, yeah, I got you. We got you. Just give me 1 second, all right? Just give me 1 second. This could be fun. I think it's something we could be doing, you know? And we'll do, yeah. Right. And this would be cool to just to kind of have whip it around. And this is why I have a mean processor, because I like to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Multiple browsers, just like whatever, right? You know what I mean? And there's just the Bitcoin battlefield just going at it right there. And it's just kind of cool for you to see. You know? Just like in like, you know, it's funny with AI and everything, you can still manually just be like doing things funny, like, you know. I'm just going to match that to the Crypto Lifers sign. One more, I think, over. I'm obsessed about my landscape. Okay, there you go, man. And I can see it now, too. And you can see it. Pretty awesome. Tell me if that's annoying. Tell me if you like it. Let me know. You guys are in charge of the stream. So we've identified weakness in Bitcoin in the 1 hour time frame. We know that, like, it's almost like you shouldn't be longing unless we get back above 79. Like, unless we close the candle back above 79.5. We don't. There's really no reason to long. It means the bears are in control. So if you don't get back above 79.5, no reason to long the market. Then why you long, Sam? Because I'm taking a shot, and I like this little flag here going on. Looks good to me. Can I go all in every prank? Can I go all in 100x? Should I just, like, go all in 100x right now? I think you're right. All in 100x, man. You know. Let's take a look at the super chats. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. God bless everybody here on the live. I'm new here. Please, could you explain how you draw the triangles and how you decide when a triangle will break up or down? Since I joined, it seemed like all triangles break up. Well, yeah, we've been in a really bullish time. But you also want to be using the moving averages. You know what I mean? You also want to be using the moving averages. That's the key. Okay? Battlefield window too small. Not to mention when he be at... yeah, so here we go. It looks like we're about to pump. LV Prank is the soothsayer of the day. He's been a lifer forever, so I love, like, when a lifer comes on the stream that's supported me for a long time and makes a golden call, I'm always like, yes. I'm here thousands of days, right? Let's share the wealth. Let's share the love. Let's share the, like, you know what I mean? What a call. Let's see, man. He put his, he publicly stated I'm going to win. Like, he's like, you're about to win now. So far, since the second he said it, spot on. Spot on. But you all better just make itself so, yeah. Anyway, we're not, yeah. Yesterday, BTC selling was about 600 million with one whale alone selling 400 Bitcoin. Now that selling's all gone, but also the momentum. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I guess, another place we could do it. Hold up. One thing we could do here is this, too. Just a little bigger. I'll move the jar. Jar can sit right there. And there you guys can get the battle a little bigger. Okay, are we in the green? We should be green. We are. We're back in the green on the trade. Just as my man predicted I would be. Sup, Lifer? Can we look at Krotos? From Case here. Tuesday, good day to long. Yeah, I love Tuesday. Between 7 a.m. and 12, it is always almost the longs play out. My model plays out so well on Tuesdays. Now it's an Adam and Eve the other way. Let's be real. Right? It's an Adam and Eve. I should make this yellow. I like yellow better. And it's funny, the canvas too. You can do a gradient on it. I like that better for whatever reason. Now everyone's like, no, Sammy, it's too bright. Yeah, it might be too bright. Hold up. My bad. We'll go one lower. There we go. But I still like a gradient on air. I like to add myself a gradient. If I was one of those PC builders, I'd be like, let's build this PC together. Wow, we got back in this trade again, up $150. The Corsair. Got that guy, the PC prawn or something. He's like, nah, when connecting the wire, when connecting the first wire to your motherboard, make sure that's nice and neat and complete. I've been watching PC building. I'm going to get my hands. I'm going to build a PC for my daughter soon. I decided. You know what I mean? I closed down, took my gains. So awesome. Dude, we're ripping to the upside down, just as my man suggested we would. Look at the inverted head and shoulder. Look at this. I love technical analysis. It's insanity. Look at this, though. Watch this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's got a measured move and everything. Length of the neckline. And it suggests that you're going to pump at least up to 78.5 into that resistance yet again. If Bitcoin going to pump, if all go crazy, where's that guy that said Doji candle on the daily? Who knows, man? People say a lot of crazy things. I just don't really address it anymore. Wow, look at this, defying the odds here. Now it can be. We're just in the trend, right? And we're in a falling wedge, and we're going to head back to the top of the trend. We got to get above 79.5 here. This is going to be the key. Otherwise, we will get dragged down. I'm not in a short. I want to make that clear. See how long we spent on being short or the possibility of a short? And then I'm long? I'll do it the same way. I'll be short and spend a lot of time on a long. I want to make sure I'm looking at anything that is possible in front of me. Bitcoin's got liquidity to the downside there. So then you can go to your configuration, right? And you can make your ticks tiny. You could do 1,000. What if I did 1,000 ticks? Is that even possible, right? See, it'll show me, look, is there liquidity up to 3? You know, where is the liquidity up there, you know? Funny. It's useless at that point, right? But you get the point now. So you go to 10 ticks. So you can see, like, what's happening. Can you go to 1 tick? 2 ticks? Some people do 1 tick. 1 tick's pretty crazy. 1 tick probably kind of what you need on the 1 minute. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, and you can add candle bodies, too, which is fun, right? Yeah, and see, on my one computer, this will always reset, and then on another computer, it won't. It's weird, and I don't understand that. I always wonder why, like, BOOKMAP is jankier on one computer than the other. I always wonder that, you know. Oh, cool, I just press this button, and I should get a reset. Excellent. That's good. I just figured that out for years. I was turning it on and off. I just hit that button and I'm good to go. See, this like goes so well to this music, right? The moving ball, the energy. You can almost stick BOOKMAP right here, right there behind it. See that? Now you got some BOOKMAP. You got the battlefield going. Pretty crazy, right? We get out like another one. Like, I got coin glass. So I would be taking profits on certain altcoins like Solana, BNB, you know, just things that got big if I was swing trading. But you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say, you know, is 100%. So look, we kind of went up and down here, retesting the top of this trend line now. But so far, did we get rejected by the 3-minute 200 moving average? That's usually what happens. Pretty dang close. See? We'll get there. We're like, let's see what happens. So far, so good, though. Like, the trade is green, right? Not amazing, but we're not down. Nice retest bounce with the 21 and the you know, that's what you want to see if we get a move. So, what is this here? Oh, no, brother, XRP is this. Oh, okay. I'm done. Took my profits. Put a 333 if you made money trading with me today on the live stream. The trade, you know, the show that really actually makes gains here on the live. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see what's happening today here on the chat. We got Cryptic Rick coming on in. Thank you. Any idea why you're? I don't know that really. No, that's weird. XRP USDT. If you have any problems, ask support. Yeah. Support at CryptoLivers or CryptoLivers at Gmail. You can hit Zeno up too as well. Let's look at XRP, USDT. Okay, XRP, beautiful move to the upside. Same idea here. When we talked about it, if you believe in XRP, I said you buy on the weekly and you just hold. You know, and you look for, and you hold for a long period. It looks like it could slowly get, you know, somewhere to 487, but I think it'll take till November of 2027. You're back above the weekly 200 moving average. That's a good sign. And anywhere near that is a good buy long term, in my humble opinion, for most assets. I hold XRP, so yeah, it's, you know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm also not in love with it. I just hold it because I'm like, hey, you never know. It could be something, right? 3-day chart, let's talk about it. It got above this support. It got above this resistance. Like that was support, resistance, and using that now. To me, it looks like it may have to kind of chill out a little bit. Just like Bitcoin. It looks like Bitcoin's kind of had a move. Maybe we get one more pump today that gets things kind of rallied up again. Yeah, let's look at this. So we're at a funny place. We're at a place where most traders know we're extended, and so they're beginning to think of shorts. Most smart traders, right? But we're also in a place where things happen that were crazy, so maybe some crazy things will continue to happen. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of people trading a little different. The average guy that would always short might not short right now. The average guy that averaged long isn't sure if he should keep longing. It's got a lot of people kind of on edge. They're not sure what to do. Bitcoin getting what looks like is the retest of this top trend line, which can be a really great place to get into a trade. So I double down, which is crazy, but I double down. We'll see what happens now. Bitcoin 1 hour getting busy. If they can push up here and we get a pump all the way back up to 81,000, I mean, I'm out of my trade. That's all I'm looking for. But it could also be the magic sauce that just goes bananas. So we'll see. Stochastics RSI have room to grow, man. They say they could pump. Kind of a hidden bullish divergence as this is flatter uptrending and the RSI did trend down. There's a lot out there, you know what I mean? XRP could bounce on the 4-hour time frame, but it could also roll over. It really depends on what we see Bitcoin do here. Looks like we just got a nice little pump. Back to 79,400 for a second. We tapped it on spot. Or no, on leverage, yeah. Okay, next super chat, Tron. And Tron's been in its own like bullish uptrend. We've been talking about it. I've been giving calls on it for about 4 to 5 months on and off now, right? Yeah, there's the call for Tron right there at the bottom of the triangle. It was so tight. Looked like it was going to break out. My target was 35. It went to 34.99. I mean, it was pretty spot on. Same thing now. It's tight on the 4-hour time frame. But look, that already lost the trend a little bit. If that's going to pump, you're going to see something like this, like an inverted head and shoulder, and it's got to consolidate just a little more, in my humble opinion. Could happen, though. It could continue to go. If Bitcoin gets busy, that leftover money, once it gets a rippage, they're going to sell off the Bitcoin. It's going to flow back in to the, coins that feel safe and good and have utility, and that's Tron, baby. Teach me, boss. I'll show you, Stas. I'll show you how to trade. I know all you know how to do is short the market. I'm just messing with you, bro. Nah, you're good, man. I love you, bro. Hope everything's going well. And may God bless you and your family and, whatever you're, may God bless you, man. Very nice, man. You've been so good to me. I appreciate you more than you would ever know. And then when I do have time, I don't know if people realize that my life gets so insane that I even forget who I'm talking to some days. I just got to make sure the charts work for me and everything else is second. FARTCOIN looks like this thing could do some damage. It's looking a little tighter than a lot of other coins. Had a nice rip in and did pull back already. You look at the daily time frame, it's above the 200 moving average. It needs the 21 to catch up a little bit, though. It could still pump possibly on the 4-hour time frame, but to me, it may not. It's high risk of the 4-hour. I give it like an 8, like a 4 to 5 on the risk. You know what I mean? Or a 4 to 5 trade. Like it should be like a 10 being the best. It's like a 4 because of the risk. But it could do some damage. Okay, let's take a look at ONDO. ONDO USDT here on MEXC. I mean, everything's kind of in this tightness. Now, ONDO's got a bigger consolidation. To me, ONDO's something that you're like, you know what? I just know it's going to blow eventually. The big money's coming. I'm going to get in before it gets the run. And it's going to be 76 cents, and everyone's going to think, oh, ONDO. It's going to have a big rally one day. I just have a feeling. Everyone's going to talk about it. I think it's a good buy right now, long term. With your stop below that lower, this first high here after, you know what I mean? The guy passed away that did ONDO. It's kind of sad. Hold on, I got to sneeze here. Wrong button, obviously. All right. I like ONDO right now for a trade, honestly. I'd give it to the group. It's just like, I give these trades like about a couple, usually they make maybe 5 to 10 days before the bigger pump happens, and people don't pay attention. You gotta, because trading takes way more discipline and patience and focus than people realize. This is 4-hour bullish consolidation. With a lower high, with a higher low, you see? Okay. All right. Let me jump back into these super chats. Thank you so much, everyone out here. May God bless you for the show, the best, longest-running crypto show in the world. Without a day off, man. We have never taken a day off since April of 2021. April 23rd, I believe it was, documented on a Excel spreadsheet. Even then, we were going 5 days a week. We just took the weekends off or something. Now we do not. Four live streams a weekend. We actually upped the ante on the weekends. We work even harder on the weekends. It's crazy. No days off, no reason. Look, there's some bear div here on the 4-hour. Even some red R's cooking here. The daily's overbought. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, and maybe it goes for more, but to me, it says this thing is cooked. The only thing that could happen is it might make an uptrending, like we might be so bullish that things trend up in a flag. It's unlikely, though. This is usually like 10% of the time I've seen stuff like this. More than likely, we got to pull back to the 21, and we might just dump. You know, there could be a Black Swan Bitcoin dump, and we might come all the way back down here, too. So just be careful. I wouldn't be chasing longs on PENG right now. And I think the odds are going to prove me right there, Ton and oldie but goodie. You gotta love Ton too. You know what it stands for? A little bit of decentralized there. Telegram. The Ton coin, baby. Oh, I wonder why it has it on every... it should be on more charts, right? So I got a long-term trade here for Ton. Feeling like this higher low is going to hold. Because it's sat there for so many days. It is sideways. It's going to take its time. But I like Ton. It does have the 21, but you can see how we're getting droopy there, right? Wow, this is crazy. Like, this is getting very, like, this is taking its time. The entire stream, we were sideways to the 1 minute. I'm down $100. We'll see what happens here. Might just cut them off and call it a day. Last night was amazing. Why overtrade, right? I'm kind of pushing it a little too much. Ton's got to bounce like Bitcoin right here. Like, if Bitcoin doesn't bounce, I feel like it kind of drains a little bit. Then we'll get to recovery distribution. Just want to see Ton stay above the 4. Yeah, I would just give it its space, 16 hours, something like this. This is where I would set my alerts and just kind of sit out. Come back in, 8 hours, then come back in 16 hours, and then see where we're at. If it's fitting my mold and starting to do, then I'll give it more of my attention. If not, then there's just no reason to pay attention. Because it's not going to get me paid. Solana, which I believe we went over already. Nice flag to the upside on the 4-hour. Solana's got a pretty good use case, and Solana memes could come back strong. There is a bear div now there on everything. I mean, look at that. Bear div, right? Bear div sometimes when you're really bullish, we'll just pull you back like this, and then we'll consolidate. Again, I would look for consolidation or a nasty right shoulder dump. And I would be pulling a Fibonacci and looking for Solana to come back down to some key areas. Sorry. I was doing something. Looks like I was hitting Windows F instead of, you know what I mean? Almost someone like some... said I had no issues. Just admire, study the habits that created them. Yeah, take a page out of his book. He'll take the whole book. Amen. Hell, take the whole book. Exactly. Thank you. So look, Solana on the 4-hour time frame getting tight, but there's some bear dip there to be careful of. And that means you move to the, in the 3-day and the daily, and they're just really far away from the 21. Inverted head and shoulder played out beautifully. You can see it. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, the cup and handle. We gave you guys the trade. It does want to eventually head to that 3-day 200, and I could see us moving pretty fast to the upside. Don't get me wrong. Maybe Bitcoin goes on some astronomical move here, and we're all just like, wow, I honestly would flag out the 8-hour time frame. And you never know. Bitcoin could bounce, and these things could just go parabolically out of these rising wedges. To trade rising wedges, though, they're just very risky, is to get in it when they hit the trend line. And then you position yourself like near a low wick. Like that, let me make this bigger here. Like, see that wick right there, Or that wick right there. You could make this trade. There's a chance it plays out. I just know there's so much risk involved at this point. All right. And who could forget about BUTTCOIN? I mean, how could you, right? Spinning, so people are... A double bottom. Can you get this bigger move to the upside as the questiones? A nice move there. I like it. A bit overbought as well. Could you go to the 8-hour, to the 4-hour? Again, it's the same scenario. This looks pretty interesting here on the 4. Again, I would flag this out. Look for some type of sideways price action for the next 16 hours. If you get it, then it's a pretty interesting trade. Nice little flag that broke out here. Again, a lot of things followed that euphoria for Bitcoin and got the bigger pump. This trade's looking like it could get busy. One flipped green again. The other's down $3. I was down 100. Now I'm up 60. They move pretty fast to get on each other there. Let's see. Can the 1-hour get that push above that key resistance? Can BUTTCOIN turn into something bigger? Get it? Sorry. Consistency. Thank you so much. West Salvador, my man. God bless you, brother. Been watching me for a long time. Okay, we got Crypto Goat. Please check Good in the Hood archives. New play. Archie's new play. Yeah, we like Good. I went over it, I thought, already. So, yeah. I thought I already gave it some... Damn, Meneki's back? They delisted my Meneki. That's the thing. I got a lot of coins delisted on these centralized exchanges. Good's looking interesting. I mean, if it can bounce and consolidate here, it could continue. It might even rip right there out of a cup and handle, kind of. I'm not going to chase. I wasn't into good that early, but it looks interesting. Sorry, my camera's working fine. I just have, I don't know what it is. Every once in a while, I think we, I don't know what it is. Dust just seems to be, blowing all over me. Anyway. Probably got to trim my nose here. This is probably what it is. You know what I mean? It's probably all it is. Let's take a look at Chronos. Too much information. Tell you, as you get older, the ear and the nose, I mean, you got to be you got to trim it every day. I don't know what's going on with that. We take a look at Chronos. It's getting beautiful on the 4-hour, getting very tight. Looking like it could make a bit of a move there, says K. Carcase. Again, if Bitcoin kind of drips down, we'll drip down. Bitcoin getting the bumpage. Looks like we're going to win this trade, folks. And we double down, too. So that means we all get a nice payday here. Yeah, we could make about, you know what, $2,800, right? Is that? Oh, no, about $2,000. If we can hit the target, I'll probably sell one early just to kind of lock in some profits too, though. Why not? I keep using the 200 as a shaving area to take some, you know, turn that 360 to 303. That's 60 bucks. I mean, that's 20% off the stop, you know? Oh, this song has like a little bell in it that like just kind of gets in the back of your ear. Yeah, then these like low pace tracks. There was the stutter. I get that stutter on both my computers. It was when the pump happened too, right? Yeah, all of a sudden we get to these low, everything is 128, and then the end of it is all it's all low BPM, right? I'll get rid of that right now. So XRP, it seems to have printed a big take the wheel pattern. Kudos to CryptoFace for the pattern name. So funny. Cross USDT. Thank you, Sam. Can you look at NQ and ES, please? Bitcoin topped that 5th day 200MA. Last push 85. Yes, that's what we've been looking at. I went over that on my top-down analysis every day, and So working about $130,000 in the trades here. Up about 220. We'll see what can happen. 79,400 holding for Bitcoin. People want super chats for Cross and the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at what's happening to Cross. One chain. Wow, so we had it kind of in this tight price action. It pumped up, came up again. Now it looks tight yet again on the 4-hour time frame. Doing what a lot of the market's doing, consolidating tightly, almost like the altcoins are waiting for Bitcoin to give it some love. It's almost like whether Bitcoin dumps or pumps, it's giving some money back into these altcoins. If it dumps, it's going to stop people out of big trades that they're in with money, and they're going to take that money apparently and buy altcoins with it. You know, the leverage, you can make, a lot. The average trader could make good money trading leverage right now just because it's not as hard as it used to be, because flags are just playing out on, you know what I mean? Again, you got to pay attention. It doesn't mean you have to, you know what I mean? A better trader will still take more optimized trades with lower risk. Okay. Let's take a look at, so Cross looks interesting. Just be careful. It's probably a bit high on the daily too. But you know what? It's on the daily 21 above the 200. Cross looks like it could get busy. Of all the coins, it hasn't pumped yet. Looks like it's about to do damage. I think you're right. I think something's coming here. And the target's 17 cents from 11. That'll be a nice pump for Cross. Let's take a look at the NQ and SP. The NASDAQ, baby, the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I have a long for it right now, suggesting you should long the NASDAQ with a stop here on the low. I like it. And I believe we can run this puppy up to a new all-time high. So I'm long the NASDAQ. Okay? NQ futures. These are futures. That is a call on the NASDAQ right now for Bitcoin, on the NASDAQ. Let's look at the ES1. Same story. I got a call that's long on the ES1. I'm looking, they're going to print money. This thing's about to bounce. They got the fear going to get the shorts induced. They got enough shorts above us for liquidity. There's a bull div right there. I've got a green R. This thing is ready to rock. The S&P to me is about to bounce. Back to the top of the channel. Last time I just did this all the way out. But I expect top of the channel sideways and get ready for its next big pump. I got a long here for the S&P as well. That's simple. I'm calling a bounce. On the daily time frame, oversold on the S&P. Look at this. 21-day moving average getting tight. That can do damage. RSI pointing out, no bearish div. This is looking good to me. You know, S&P looks really nice. Another long call. Aggressively long on the S&P. I see a tweezer bottom forming today. You would be basically front-running it before the 4 o'clock close. If they get that move on the video, which I believe they will, because I was just involved in buying these parts, and I spent and I know there's a bunch of guys like me buying these new computers for AI and building, and SWAPPY seems like it's bouncing back. APPLECAT, ANSEM, APPLECAT, and CATE. ANSEM is the older one. Is it holding 200 million is the question. Wow, it held 244. Has my attention. Still technically an uptrend. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Honestly, really like what it did here. It held its key levels and is getting tighter on both ends. The top trend line, the bottom trend line. This thing could go on a tear. If Bitcoin rips, it's almost showing some type of euphoric move is coming this week. This could be fast and furious, and some looking like it could get a pretty big move here. A new all-time high for a 2x for Anthem to bring it to that $500 million. About 448 or 488, right? Yeah. And I don't even need to see the moving averages there or the indicators to know that they're hot. That's tightness right there. I like that. We've got APPLECAT. Smaller one, really small, came out of nowhere. I don't know. It's hard to tell here. This could go to 0. You never know. Be careful. Same thing you just do with everything, though. Like, the same thing you would do with Bitcoin on the monthly. Like, this looks like Bitcoin on the monthly. You don't have a lot of information, so you do the best you can. This is why learning how to trade and do your TA throughout multiple assets is fun. This goes sideways, there's a chance, it makes some gains. Those gains would be huge because it's tiny, right? Just be careful. Let's take a look at CATE. It's the same CATE coin I was in years ago. No, it's a new one on Robinhood. This thing went out of control. And I don't know what's happening, but Robinhood memes look like they're about to take off on something crazy, folks. I like this setup a lot. It's the higher low. You get to do the right thing. It's a 3-to-1. Technically speaking, this is really a nice setup. So I like this setup technically. I'm telling you, all coins are back like they've never been. Like, this is hot. This thing could do some damage here. CATE coin. In and out, take a little bit, move on. Like, you do whatever makes you happy. So, Bitcoin pushing on the door of getting a bounce again to the upside. Showing signs of higher lows and higher highs here. This could eventually make something like this that really rips. Wow, we'll see what happens here, but this is interesting, right? The battle at 79,383 just continues for Bitcoin. And we've got, we got that window. We got BOOKMAP running. We got the battlefield running. We've got it all running. All right. That's why having like 5 screens, 7 screens is amazing, because you can just do so much with them. You have so much real estate to create and have fun with on the live. It's what I love about it. Music on one, Discord on the other. You're pumping out charts. Please check out SWAPPY, somebody says. And this is the right shoulder that I see how, you know what I mean, that we got to just keep being conscious of here. I expect this to take me, oh man. So high risk right now. So at 12 o'clock, of course, we want to dump though on the 1 hour candle. You do want to see a dump right now. So we can take a wick right back to the upside. If we had pumped, it wouldn't have been great. So at least the first thing that's happening is the best thing. And we go from there. All right. Let's take a look at SWAPPY. Back to 100 million. Yeah, it could just be like a fib pullback on the daily, right? Super healthy for a bigger move. And it could have some gas in the tank there. Now we'll give it about a 3x in waiting, 300% gains coming for SWAPPY to 1 to 3 mil. It's possible. You got to believe in it. Memes are also very sketchy, man. Most people are going to lose money in the meme. Just remember that. Most people are going to lose money. Oh, that's getting red, folks. Not trying to lose a lot of money here. Would you stay? Check out SWAPPY. Thank you. Second time you asked. I appreciate it. Is this Giga Chad or is Giga... Yeah, Giga Chad. Yeah. Giga Chad's like the lowest it's ever been, man. Fell off the face of the earth, A little bit of green there on what? Is that the monthly? Time to come back on the daily, back above the 200. That's the first thing you're looking for. And then you want to see, can you get this consolidation? I think you got to put the Bugatti in there because I love Lambos, but it's the Bugatti of computers. You know what I mean? They had the black Lamborghini computer case too. Buying Leon Lee, but I didn't get it. And you can only get it in black and gold, The Lamborghini Leon Lee case. Look at this thing, dude. They make a computer case with the Lamborghini sign on it. Of course they do. You know what I mean? It's my exact case, too, but I would have had them in black. And I'm just, I like the white case. I'm really about that. But that would have been epic. Maybe for my daughter, I'll hook her up. She'll get the Lamborghini case. You know what I mean? For her birthday, I'll hook her up or something. She doesn't know, but I'm planning on building her a computer. She's 11, I got my first computer around 11 or 12, and it changed my life. To this day, I'm still using computers, you know what I mean? And they've made me I've made so much money. Before even I did this, I was a video editor. So I made a lot of money video editing. Hey, say, do you think Doge get 18 cents or higher before the Doge 1 satellite mission on September 13th? Grateful for all that you do. So, oh wow, you guys are really into that right now. Yeah. And there I go down 200. Be careful, folks. Don't get wiped out like me. The 1 hour looks like it's going to take us out. I think I'm going to give up on my dream. The trend line ended. Would you stay? The trend line definitely ended. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, I don't stay in trades when the trend line Done. Odds of me winning now are low. So I could cut my losses before they get worse. It's funny, I win trades of the group, but sometimes I'll lose on the live, and sometimes it's the other way around. It's all right. I don't stress it. I just keep trading, knowing that in the end, everyone will see what I'm up to. Because it's all out there. I could hug the lower high here, because what's the difference? But dang. Yes, I'll lose about 300. That's what it's looking like. Well, even 350 now. No. So the other trade was bigger than I thought. It's a crucial bounce here. If we get the bounce, I'm in. If we don't get the bounce, I'm out. We're still above the 200, but dang. The 1 hour looks like it's going to make a right shoulder on us and dump us to the downside. Maybe they're just fishing for liquidity and they rip this thing up. I might miss out. I got a big payday last night. I can't be greedy, so got to remind myself. I can't win every time the same way. Like some days you're going to win, some days you're not. We're far from the 21, which tells me usually you can't keep dumping like that. That's unrealistic. That's a squeeze. They're long squeezing right now. If I can just hold off, there's a chance they don't get me. So far for the 21, usually you get at least a bit of a bounce. I can mitigate the loss and get out. Like, that's an unlikely... That's just like, look, they dumped it for 10 minutes. Too many people are enticed by that and will buy... It's too offside, so they'll jump in and bounce it a little bit. Which can kind of give me maybe a chance to get out. Back to the 21. We get up here somewhere. I think I might just call it. I'd be amazed if I end up winning the trade at all in the first place now. Okay. Ooh, ASTER. I really want to see what ASTER's up to on the charts. We haven't looked at ASTER in a second here. Yeah, see, ASTER is bullish right now because that's a use case. And, you know, it's in this, a lot of these coins are in this flag on the 4. Some look a little better than others, though. I do want to see the daily. See, the daily kind of could pull the 21 with it. This isn't like super pumped away and away from the 21. 8 hour looks interesting, too. I like this on the 8 hour time frame. No bear div. They both point to the downside. This has use case. People like this coin. You can nudge your stop below the 200 on the 8 hour time frame there. I like 62. Again, a lot of things will have to play out, but this looks bullish to me. This looks bullish to me. ASTER looks nice in the altcoin section. This is like multi-day swing trade is what I would call that. Yeah, multi-day swing trade. Okay. Sick. Yeah, it's amazing. It looks nice. So, wow, they're attempting to kind of put a little bit. No real bull div in here, though. Could just be a bear flag where they get me down. 21 not looking good curving. Usually just bounce back to the 21 a little bit. Even if it could, you know what it looks like it might end up doing is like shoulder, head, right? It'll be like a slanted head and shoulder pattern here. It'll make these two. I'll get out with hopefully a $200 loss and call it a day. And limp on out of here. Getting a bounce, watch. What if I end up, it goes all the way to the moon and I win the trade? Let me see if I can see it any differently here so I'm not missing out on anything. I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. It's so weird how the subconscious mind works. It's creepy, right? It can like put things together before you have a chance to think about what you're putting it together on. It's like, what? I just kind of scanned it and said, hey, man, you might win this still. You know, the stop losses below the 200 could be held down. When I see that 21 go above my stops here, watch it nudge. Nice pump back to the upside. Look at that monster move. I'm only down like 180. You see how, like, I think that's a good place to get out. I think those are the right shoulders. I think I'm done for now. I'm going to take one off the table for the risk. You know what I mean? Maybe not. It didn't get me, right? So, yeah, we'll see. It's only 300, 400 bucks. We'll see what happens, right? But it does look like it's going to make that right shoulder take me out. I got lucky enough to get a bounce. Probably being greedy here. Shout out to the awesome super chats. We love y'all. We thank you guys so much for everything and hanging out with us. It's pretty awesome, you know. No. I still think Bitcoin up from here looks like on the 15-minute. Yeah, like now I see this. It looks like a giant inverted head and shoulder. Look at this, though, folks. Looks like a complex. What we call complex inverted head and shoulders. They're known to break out to the upside. I'm just hanging on a ledge here. Can they, they're going to get me before I get a chance to take the win. Do I have enough to hold on here? That's the question. So a lot of altcoins look interesting. A lot of setups to get ready for in the next few days. Remember, the big money comes when you're waiting for it to happen and then it happens. Not when you, like, jump in when everyone's green. You should be selling when everyone's celebrating because you were holding for weeks at a time. Like that day I collapsed at 69. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? It should be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Anyway, what a wonderful Tuesday show. It's been an absolute blessing to be with each and every one of you every day here on the show. I can't believe it. May God bless everyone on the live stream. And, it's been a blessing. If you made gains with me, too, we did hit some trades. We did hit some scalps. So, wasn't perfect. But, hey, see what happens. This looks like it's going to right shoulder on me. I'm limiting out on one of my trades. Not losing money is the key. And I'm getting cold feet on the long. Limit me out, dude. What are you doing to me? I'll keep the other one open. We'll see what happens. All it takes is one red candle and people are going to cry. Funny. I'll take it out. Wait until Tokyo session over here. Hey. Don't watch it, Sam. Go play on your new PC. I know, right? That's all I want to do is play on my PC. I'm all in. We get about the 3-minute 21 and we start making the model. I'll go in again. How long again later today? That could happen. I mean, this looks interesting, huh? Actually, it does look like higher lows moving to the upside. I just took some risk off the table. I think it's a good idea. Someone asked for JASMY. It's been so long. I don't have a lot of faith in that coin no more. Nice little pump above the 8-hour 200. It did bounce. I think I still own some of it, so... I guess yes, if it goes up for a long period of time. I think I'm all charted out, though. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. May God bless you all for being here and jumping on into one of the longest-running live streams in the history of live streams. Literally on YouTube. We appreciate you. We love you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow with another amazing, awesome, and kick butt live stream. If you want to know more and hang out with me, I'm here at CryptoLifer.com. Go to CryptoLifer.com, CryptoLifer.com, CryptoLifer.com to join the Discord, to get the calls, to get the love, and to see the pumps together and have some fun and get educated. I love you all. Thank you so much. Hey, you got to be great. You want to be great, you got to start somewhere, man. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. The secret to success, you know what it is? It's getting started.